to close it sooner, and I want to know what y'all think. If you think it's going to be Miya Hurt, or if you think Pocket Syrup in this first set are going to close it out and give themselves an opportunity.
And chat, if you think it's 100-0 that Miya Hurt wins,
nah, let them cook. Let them cook.
There is a this.
We got 4%.
Okay.
We got 4%.
Some people believe in the double.
Shout out, I am the 4%. Man, that is tough. 4% is tough. Okay, 7. Now we're talking.
Can
we're
we get them
there.
to 10%, chat? Can we get them to 10%? There we go, 24%.
Wow, we got a whale for Pocket Syrup, and it's gone back below 20.
Okay, listen, as long as they have at least 10% of folks, as long as they've got double-digit believers, that's what matters.
I love predictions. I used to do predictions on ports back when I was running stuff for locals, like who's going to get port number 1, who's going to get port number 2. I personally think that's more important information, but I suppose we kind of care who's going to win. Is it going to be Miya and Hurt currently sitting at 78%, 80%, or Pocket Syrup with the run back? Can they get 2 in a row?
Now that already just forcing Miya off stage with just jump back off stage, try and get him to overextend, steal an early stock away. You don't quite find the cheese, but what you do get is some stage control. Hurt now backed into the corner, and Miya and Hurt just having to fight off this blocky menace very early on. Can they keep these platforms on their turns, or is Hurt once again just going to run the show?
Right, I feel like we were talking about stamina, right? You really have the mental stamina test here because Hurt's default game plan, of course, my man schmoos like you would not believe to make that happen. But it is not as mentally taxing. It's more of an APM thing, and the onus is on the Steve players to find a way through
it. Speaking of cool, neat little things, did you just see that from Hurt? He used the B reverse, when you go into grenade stands, sliding his ECB off of platform to then slip between block and platform in a way you can't normally do. Very, very neat little tricky stuff to get away. Miya trying to time out the dirt destruction, but then the misspacing from him too. He's trying to get away to follow this Steve, find the stock, but he just can't quite close it out. 1, 2, 3 times, finally with the edge guard.
From what I've seen, especially in the Twitter clip sphere, Hurt may be the best player in the world against Steve. He knows this matchup inside out and in some extra fourth dimension you haven't even heard of.
Well, what's crazy too is if he isn't the best player in the world against Steve, it may very well be Miya, right? Like these are probably 2 of the 3 best. The other one Spargo in this matchup. Getting the double down smash, Hurt gonna clean it up. You take away Miya, but that would have been worth it if you find both stocks. Unfortunately, one of the Steves survived, and now you're just starting to wonder, okay, I have a slight lead. Can Hurt maintain? Can he create space? But with the minecart, but with everything, there's grenade, crafting table, so many things to hit, so many hit lag extensions that Pocket and Syrup have to be so careful with the hitboxes they throw out, because what might be safe might get them caught in hit stun for so long that they just get punished for it.
And we finally saw Hurt losing that first stock there. That stock tanking, we talked about it right at the beginning, and just like that, gets an up tilt. He lives to 160, you live to 80. That's gonna sting.
Yes, sir. Up tilt on crafting table, making it even more active than you otherwise thought and catching him out for his trouble. You do get Miya up there, and now it's gonna be Hurt's last stock once again, just like set 1. That is all the difference.
Yeah, he doesn't just have 1 left, right? He's got 2. And he's racking up the damage in the corner. Look, he didn't even get his full down air, but he covered himself so well that even when he doesn't hit you, he still hits you.
And remember, down air frame 3 after that jump squat, right? Coming out on frame 6 just so fast. Great get off me tool that's active, where even if you don't get the whole thing, because of crafting table, Steve doesn't really get to come in on you when you fade that back like that.
Yeah, exactly. And he doesn't have great air or ground speed. So when you have that fade in, fade out, if you can use those momentum switches of things like the B reverses, you can create scenarios where you're unpunishable.
And now we're starting to see, Hurt get a little bit more of a setup, throw out some Nikitas, throw out some back airs, just throw out the most active things he can to maintain, hey, we're not going to take any extra risks. We have the extra stock in our back pocket, and we're going to take full advantage of that.
And he's running you out of resources, too. Look how many blocks Pocket had to use just to land, and now he's got 1 stone left and a little bit of gold if he can even get the opportunity. Oh, what an up smash.
Yeah, the dash back jab into the up smash to call out might be exactly what you need because you steal it away, but there was a bucket in the back pocket, and Pocket says, hey, listen, you might have had one, but dude, when a pen explodes, right, when the pocket gets covered in oil, it's not.
You know,
what
that's
want
never happened to me. How do people
Really?
always have pens explode in their pocket? What are y'all doing to your pens?
Just doing the click, 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 click,
We're like,
click thing.
just-
That's all I do in my pocket, and it explodes.
Just don't break the pen. I don't see how this is such a prevalent human experience that I have missed out on.
Do you not fidget with a pen in your pocket?
No, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah,
It's
but
gonna
that's what
break.
people do.
But that's gonna make it break.
I have ADD. I don't know what you want from me.
No wonder y'all need to buy new pens every year for your school year. Just use the same ones. They're
Or
fine.
just use a pencil.
Pencils are fine. I like pencils. I get a good I've got mechanical pencils that I still use at work that I bought from middle school.
That's crazy. That's insane to me.
Just don't break stuff.
How did? I assume you've refilled the lead at least after 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I use them constantly. Like going through engineering school, I only use pencils.
Speaking of only using them right now, her trying to only use grenades and find something to happen, but on an end, Pocket and Syrup pounced so well at the beginning of the game, racking up some early percent. But however, it's going to answer right back. This scramble is really the story that it feels like every time you see Pocket and Syrup really get this 2v1 on their terms, there's a bunch of explosions and suddenly everyone's actually taking 40.
Now, the big stage is very interesting here because, on the one hand, it does give the Steves more opportunity to run away and mine. On the other hand, it makes it even easier for Hurt to run away and lob grenades over your wall.
Yeah, but I think that like the short side blast zones, the high top blast zone, and this arc underneath, in theory, to let you go underneath the stage if you don't just mess up your Elytra, are all the reasons that if you're Syrup and Pocket, you want to go here, right? Yes, you have a little bit more space for Hurt, but you also just have so many opportunities to take those stocks away from him quicker.
Holy grenade damage, Hurt. He has got Pocket stuck in the corner. Who doesn't know what to do? It's just, I'm just going to keep mining. I'm going to hope for the best. Maybe I'll get some diamonds.
Getting ping pong back and forth there between the minecart and the dirt. Hurt now, once again, trying to find a way back down. Gonna use that back air. My friend, that move is active so much longer than you think. 2/3 of a second or sorry, 1/3 of a second, and oh baby.
Swinging at a disadvantage. You got down airs at a disadvantage? I invented those. Put some respect on the OG name.
Yes, sir. Game & Watch showing you what Anvil on a bundle looks like, and it's still pretty dang good.
I'm a game you can watch. Tries to throw out the back air just in case his opponent gets sent his way. Instead, Hurt is the one that ends up dying there.
Yeah, I tried to find just the single setup, right? That down throw tech chase F tilt, but unfortunately just not quite where he wanted it to be, and so having to poke reset. But Hurt again just playing so defensive, racking up so much extra damage. Miya might be on his last stock, but so are both Steve players, and Hurt once again has an entire extra stock in his back pocket.
He's just chilling in Cedar Rapids. He and Hillary Clinton are going way back, talking about the good old times here. Miya, on the other hand, 93%. If you can get this kill right away as Team Steve, you can absolutely bring this back just from that direction.
Yeah, but you have to find a way away from like just these active coverage, these amazing get off me tools that that Miya has at the disposal, right? That when every time you try to kind of say, okay, Hurt is playing this non-interactive game, so we're gonna try to 2v1 Miya. Miya swings with an up smash, swings with a down smash, and gets both Steve players off of him. Now in the 2v1, what do you do?
You can have your diamonds, you can have your iron ores if that is what you crave. We're gonna chill over here, we're gonna have a little staring contest, and eventually you're gonna run into us and you're gonna die.
Yeah, you can build all you want, but you're literally fighting the demolition crew right now,
bro.
And
My man, he doesn't realize he's in California. That's not gonna last very long.
Yeah, like this is like watching a Coliseum come down, right? Like it doesn't matter how many resources you get to patch it. Sometimes you just gotta take it down and reset. And right now, I mean, you're giving yourself every opportunity.
But there's still a win con here. If Miya dies, taking a little bit of team damage there, you got to be careful. There is potential for Syrup to bring this back.
There absolutely is, especially if, Hurt gets himself caught by a grenade, takes a little bit of chip in the wrong position. Miya does definitely have to survive, and you can see him trying to let Hurt kind of take some of that front position now. And and force these approaches and say, okay, I'm going to just hold on at all costs because the second Miya dies, this becomes a scary game.
Speaking of scary, that was pretty scary right there. My man built a whole staircase. He's saying, hey, come up here real quick. I got an up smash for you.
Yeah, maybe trying to build an on-ramp to the highway to victory right now. Unfortunately, this drive-by going to get it. Miya's just not going to mash out.
I don't know, though. This is looking dicey. You talked about the highway to victory. He might be paving the highway to hell. I can hear the music starting to play him off stage as Hurt is racking up this damage.
Okay. Hurt just setting up with the way bounces, the grenade, setting up every little trap, every positioning in the book, saying, hey, okay, it's 1v1. Time to APM a little bit for a moment now. Create some space, recognize, hey, there's a diamond online, but there's not a lot of resources. If I can just get him to press a couple buttons, I can either pounce or I can cook that nade perfectly, create these huge explosions that you're hiding behind a wall. It doesn't matter.
You got to watch the C4 as well. That's going to explode soon. Even Hurt's going to have to be careful of it. And another factor, of course, here is I don't have to worry about hitting my teammate anymore.
Yep, these back airs, one of the best tools in the game for dealing with Steve Minecart. Active for 19 frames, and so you just get that strong hitbox, you get the weak hitbox, you gotta throw it out high, hit his head, and break, maybe break it afterwards. Yeah, as you mentioned, right, taking 20% of Hurt's aim, but 200 grenade explosion is going to kill soon. If you are Steve, you have to get more aggressive right now.
Talk about max rage. Steve is angry right now. He just lost some diamonds in the mine. Oh, no. Hold up, hold up.
Hurt with that panic air dodge. He very nearly lost the stock for it. 200, but the grenade, the snipe, you didn't build the third block up. You didn't respect the grenade Hurt hitbox, and that explosion going to demolish any chance of a comeback.
The position that Syrup found himself in there. No tools, only 2 blocks, 200+%. And only that tiny sliver of stage to work with. It's a miracle that he lasted as long as he did.
Dude, he showed, like, that's one of the reasons, though, that Syrup, like, that Syrup has quickly kind of put himself in the name for one of, like, the best upcoming player in North America. Maybe even just the best player in North America.
And now,
here in the, or at least here in the US, where he is just so hard to kill.
But here is the mental tax that comes with all of that. We talked about it earlier. Didn't quite clutch that out. Now you're back to 0. And you've not only got to do it again, but you've got to do it again 3 times in a row. Just for the right for another best of 5.
And that's just so brutal here. Going back to Town and City, liking what kind of was brought to the table, right? We saw, again, Syrup living for just so long, clearly feeling like they were very, very close to figuring something out. But again, every single scrap, all of a sudden there's a bunch of explosions, and one of these thieves is taking 100% for their trouble.
Man, 100% just like that. It's so easy to forget how quickly you can rack up damage, especially with Snake, because you're used to that nickel and dime gameplay. But when he goes in, he can go in.
And here, like, we're seeing so many 2v1 situations getting reversal just because you swung at the wrong time on his shield. And again, super active, strong hitbox. Why not?
You were talking about it coming into full effect there. And the great thing about it as well is even if they don't throw out the minecart, okay, I just kick you then.
Yeah, and it is a really strong option that kills. Its get off me tool does so much of what you want a back air to do. But unfortunately, it can't save Miya because the only back air he's going to eat is the diamond one.
Oof. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Syrup already at 47%, and honestly, his teammate as well. Pocket at 50. I can't even talk fast enough the way they are racking up this damage. Meanwhile, blue team still on 3 stocks apiece.
Yeah, Hurt has to be careful, but using the grenade to send himself vertical, prevent and the easy edge guard there into the blast zone off Cypher. Huge escape from him to get back to stage. Once again, the last one with 3 stocks remaining. Hurt's defense, the difference maker in winner's side, the difference maker in loser's side, does miss his sticky, but now just gets to sit here and plink with nades again, and we've seen this movie before, Lentini.
Yeah, yes we have. It may be a long one, but it's a good one, and it stars Hurt from what I can see, 156%.
Yeah, and trying to put the Hurt on with that up tilt, but not gonna land the stock just yet. Miya finally gonna not find a down smash, but Hurt just tried to run through the block 3 times and just kept running into it.
Finally gets the kill, but does take a lot of damage for it. Pocket has to be really careful. Now he is in the stock tank mode. He needs to stay live long enough for them to get this Miya stock.
Yeah, Syrup and Pocket, now 2 stocks, 1 stock apiece.
Oh.
It's just an absolute disaster. You have to be careful. It's last stock situation, down 2-0. This is your tournament life. This is the grand finals opportunity. Any chance you have to make something happen, any tricks, now's the time.
Yeah, there is no opportunity here to save something for the next time. Like you said, you got to do it right now. Does force the shared stock. Honestly, kind of evening this thing up.
And now this is where you want to just try and get me off, if possible, force a 2v1. Try and take out Hurt here if possible. Don't let the guy who you haven't been able to kill play the A-list situation that he's just so very comfortable in. Right now, you just want to build those walls, slow the pace of the game down. Your percents are starting to climb, but the advantage state's not. Unfortunate down smash, though.
Into up tilt as well. That was a checkmate. No matter where you land, it is covered because, again, this character does not have the air mobility to get around that.
Yeah, now if you're in this situation, if you're Syrup, you just get off me, reset, try and set up anything for a back air, the throw.
Yeah.
The animation is so very long, and when you see that little character stock icon getting juggled, as we saw, you can't up tilt out of it. Hurt, dude, that.
Talk about a juggle.
There's nothing to do. Yeah, he literally says, let's do a little bit of a circus juggle this time
I
around.
like when you're at the circus and then they start like throwing stuff to the dude juggling. Just throw an entire Steve at him. See what happens. In this case, he gets kicked with Das Boot.
Look at this, the double berry
That was hot.
there to find both stocks. Miya so aware with that positioning. It did feel like this set, both players, both Miya and Hurt, just had one eye on each Steve at every moment.
And just like that, it is over in a 3-0. I love seeing these highlights. There's so much to look at. I feel like I could watch these highlights 5 times and still see new nuances. And that's just the nature of this level of gameplay when there are not just one Steve, but 2 Steves on the screen, because there is so much to think about.
And that setup, dropping the nade to toss, get the lob, keep him grounded, recognizing as long as he doesn't jump, I can throw this cooked nade just over the edge, find that stock. Hurt's setups are, he literally is playing 3 seconds into the future, right? We're talking about Shulk foresight. Maybe Snake has some secret foresight too, because look, Hurt just knows what's going to happen.
If Galeem was trying to hit him, he would miss. That's all I'm going to say. Like, not a chance. He's going into the Kirby dimension.
Listen, that's why Taboo banished him from Smash 4. That's
right.
the real reason why.
Right. He knew. He had the script. That is crazy, but that is going to do it for us. Thank you all so much for being here. Once again, it's been Lentini and Ritual, but that is not going to be it for the tournament tonight. So I want all of y'all to head on over to Galint Gaming because we've got a crew battle coming up. It's going to be not US, not Canada versus the world or Japan. It's going to be the world versus Japan. We're ending it now. We're going to find out, do we have what it takes to stack up against Japan? One more time, head over to Galint Gaming. Thank you all so much for watching. Ritual, anything more to say to the people?
Honestly, I think we should just tell them, don't go too far. Grab some snacks, maybe use the restroom, but this crew battle is gonna be legendary.
I'm gonna put my Zennies on. I wanna see this one clearing. See y'all on the other side.